So this was a study that was done some years back, and they were trying to figure out how to get people to respond to surveys. So what did they do? They had two groups of people, and one group of people, they sent out this survey and they said, hey, we'd like for you to complete this survey. It's really important for us. You're all part of this organization. We want feedback from you. And if you complete the survey and send it back to us, we will send you a check for $25. Okay? I mean, $25 is, it's not a small amount of money. It's a decent amount of money. You know, I could get a very nice lunch or a simple dinner for that. Okay? And then in the other condition, what they did was they sent out the survey and they said, hey, we'd really like for people to complete the survey. Here's a $5 check. It's yours to keep whether you complete the survey or not, but we'd really like for you to complete the survey. People were much more likely to complete and return the survey in this condition. Now, cynics in the room are probably going, hang on a second, I've just sent out like a lot of $5 checks. Am I in a lot of trouble now? Interestingly, no. People in this condition tended to be honest. They tended not to cash the check unless they actually completed the survey. So this idea of reciprocity was, one, more effective, and two, more cost efficient than this idea of, hey, you do something for me, then I do something back for you in return, right? So this idea of reciprocity is quite powerful. Has anybody heard of the foot in door technique? And the idea is simply that, hey, if I can get my foot in, I can get the rest of myself through the door, okay? Because once you've committed to letting me just, you know, get in a little bit, I can open that door further. There was a study done in, and this is an old study, but it's a beautiful study, done in the 1960s to examine this foot and door technique. And I have to tell you about it because it's really, it's kind of amazing. So this was done in California, and they were interested in getting people to put a big, ugly sign saying "Drive carefully" on these people's front gardens, okay? And they were kind of curious about how to get people to comply with this request. And so in one condition, they knocked on a bunch of doors in a neighborhood and said, hi, we're very interested in people driving carefully in your neighborhood. Would you be willing to put this big sign, which was very, very ugly, on your front garden? People looked at the sign and were like, not so much, okay? 17% of the people here said that they were willing to put this big, ugly sign on their front gardens. The other condition, they knocked on the door and said, hi, we're very interested in people driving carefully in your neighborhood. Would you be willing to put this little sticker saying "Drive carefully" on your window? Everybody said yes. I mean, this is a neighborhood, people had children, they wanted people to drive carefully. So absolutely, everybody said yes. 2 weeks later, knock, knock, knock. Would you be willing to put this big, ugly sign saying "Drive carefully" on your front lawn? 76% of the people said yes, right? Versus 17 from the other condition. So think about a time when if you're trying to get somebody to do something for you and their initial response is no, no, no. Think about whether you can make a smaller ask initially, because that may be the way to try and get them to do the big ask later on. How many of you guys have been, let's say on the plane, and you're reading some sort of magazine, and you see in the magazine this little tear-off thing that says you can get 3 weeks or 3 issues free of this magazine, and then after that, you know, you have to stop paying? How many of you guys have seen that? Yeah? How many of you guys have signed up for that? Okay? And tell me a little bit about...
I did remember to cancel.
You did remember to cancel. Well done, you. They're giving you 3 free issues or whatever it might be. And then there is also the hope that, hey, I'm reading this. I'm reading, you know, whether it's National Geographic or The Economist or whatever it might be. And especially, come on, let's say The Economist, okay? I'm reading it now. Wow. I'm feeling so smart for reading The Economist, okay? And you know what? You know what? I want to be that smart person who reads The Economist. So when it comes time to renew my subscription, to actually start paying for my subscription, I'm quite likely to do it because I've coded myself as a person who reads The Economist.